no names. You can play toe games, the whole game, kicking your dough, man. Yeah, put on the paddock, pop it, set it, I'm an addict. Break the mattress with a battery on the attic. Diamond glasses, need some glasses for the flashes, yeah. Michael Jackson with the fashion, bitch, I'm dabbing, yeah. I do this shit on purpose, got these bitches slurping. Whoa. Oh, your pockets on hurting, nigga, you could be my servant. Go to the line, young nigga, don't listen, I purchase. After I cut up a thought, I give her some money for services. Wherever I go, the whole gang gon' go. Yeah, you cannot tame the hoe because she won't fame for sure. You think that you rich cause you got 100 or more. I got an overload, look like I just sold my soul. I pour up before a liter, I got the stripes, Adidas. I got a farm, mama, see it, and I've been known to beat it. Niggas ain't going defeated, we get the guns immediate. No running the group is an idiot, these niggas is broken, it's pitiful. Automatics, in the trunk, shoot the maggots with the pump. Got it, natty, love the paddock on my arm. He got static, pussy nigga, run your charm. Ghostface killers, Wu-Tang, 21 news game. Drug dealers in the Moussain, at the top of the food chain. Trapping the cocaine, no game, shooter with no names. We can play toe games, the whole game, kicking your dough, man.
Yeah, Kim Jong, yeah, big bomb. Wonder bread, man, make your bitch lick crumb. Yeah, out of my pocket, flooded, got my wrist numb. Link, grab the hit stick, nigga tryna blitz some. Dope boy, I sell coke, boy. 21, you broke ass rappers food, it's a pole, boy. 21, everybody the same, all these niggas sound alike. Yeah, Fox 5 gang, turn you to a candlelight. Bitch boy on my mobster, shrimp in my pasta. Jamaican dun da da, hang round the shotters. Mad Max nigga, yeah, I hang with the killer. 21, Planet of the H, yeah, I hang around gorillas. I got AK, SK, HK, broad day. 21, you a fuck boy, we ain't with the horseplay. Bitch, Trump ass nigga, did you do your chores today? Do you wanna take a ride with the coroner today? 21,
automatics, in the trunk, shoot the maggots with the pump. Got it, natty, love the paddock on my arm. He got static, pussy nigga, run your charm. Ghostface killers, Wu-Tang, 21 news game. Drug dealers in the Moussain, at the top of the food chain. Trapping the cocaine, no game, shooter with no names. You can play toe games, the whole game, kicking your dough, man. Drop from the heaven straight in the wild. Trunk in the front, top got a slide.
Today, we're going to talk about the MLB doubleheader, Monday Night Football, and of course, the BTL squad ride. This is Behind the Lines. Well, Chad, I thought we were going to get through an entire football game without Jalen Hurts doing something stupid, but then he did this. How are people still in on the Eagles? It makes no sense. This team is a fraud. Jalen Hurts is a fraud. Sirianni's a fraud. This defense is bad. Jalen Hurts has lost a step. He had one good season. Be realistic. This guy's a pick machine. He's inaccurate, and he's not a great passer. Jalen Hurts is a fraud, and so are the Eagles. Go ahead and give me the Rockies on the ML. And I want to fade Arizona once again. No chance they lose a second game in a row to the Rockies, right? No chance.
Snell's locked in, Krabs. The Orioles bats are awful. We're taking it. More so just to make dudes pissed off, really, is why I'm taking it.
I mean, gentlemen, the White Sox are 35-115. They've won 10% of their games for the season in the last 3 fucking games. Whoever is in charge of that squad, organization, program, minor leagues, major leagues, should be fired and not allowed in the sport ever again.
Safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up since my mama stayed in them apartments, regardless.
What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Monday, episode 555 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Jovan, presented by SeatGeek. If you're going to the ballpark this weekend, maybe going to see some MLB playoff baseball, I certainly won't with my national season ending here. But if you're going, if you're lucky enough to go see your team play, buy your tickets on SeatGeek. Or if you're going to the NFL Stadium this weekend, buy your tickets on SeatGeek. Use promo code Bookit and get yourself a discount on those tickets. Jovan, happy Monday. How we doing?
Happy Monday. And before we get into it, maybe just quick statement on what we're on in the first game since it's about to start.
Sure. Good call. I'll take Braves first 5 -0.5. It's square. I don't care. I think they win this game early. If the Mets pull off a miracle, it's going to be late, just like they've done all season.
Hoping that happens because I'm taking the Mets ML.
Okay.
Or Tilk.
Great. A sneak Mets ML bet. Nothing like it. Love finding that out right on the show. I'm also on the Peterson more than 2.5, or sorry, McGill more than 2.5 earned runs allowed. All right, so hopefully McGill can give up a couple early. I can hit my bet, Jovan. We get in, get out, and then your Mets can pull off a miracle comeback. Maybe Lindor, maybe Big Pete, maybe Brandon Nimmo. One of those legends can come through late for the Mets, and you pull out the win. We both win. Boom.
Yeah.
That's the game plan. All right,
That
we'll see
could
how
be
it
big.
goes. We got a sneak early Battle of Bird, chat. Great. Not what I was expecting today. I feel like rat shit. I'm sweaty as heck, probably extra sweaty today. Definitely have a fever, but we're pushing through, guys. Look, the Commanders, the way they played yesterday, you couldn't kill me and not have me be on the show today. Seriously, you could chop off my fucking arm and I'd be sitting here still today for BTL. There's no way I was missing it. Jovan, I want to give you your flowers as well. The Bucks came through with a big time win against the Moose Shit Eagles. I'll give you your flowers. I'll give you the floor. Thoughts on your Bucks and Baker Mayfield? Still underrated, undervalued, and the Bucks are good at football.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty good performance. I don't want to victory lap it too much because the Eagles were missing a shit ton of guys, especially in offense. So, like, as bad as Hurts was, he really didn't have too much to work with, but he had a lot to work with in the playoffs last year, and the same thing happened. So the Eagles are moot shit. Shout out the Bucks. Shout out Baker.
Yeah, they're awesome. And shout out Zach C99 for coming in, resubbing. We got Godly MQ coming in, resubbing. Hella subbies coming in here, Jovan. We got DeGen Weekly coming in with his squad as well. W's gents. Appreciate you. Hope you guys enjoyed TMA earlier. Would you look at that? We've got Coach Prime coming in, resubbing as well, Jovan. Can't make it up. Good morning, Krabs. We are 4-1. Are you getting a little nervous? Your under is chalked, my friends. Yeah, it might be, Coach Prime. It might be. It just might be for the second year in a row. Look, I'll give them flowers for yesterday or for Saturday's win. That was impressive.
That was a good win.
That was their first impressive win I've seen in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
No shit I can talk there. That was a hard-earned win from Colorado. Great game from them. Not going to bitch, not going to complain. Looks like we got first pitch occurring, I guess is the right verb there, on ESPN2, guys, if you want to watch it. Kind of weird, but it is on ESPN2. And first pitch is in there from Schwellenbach. 0-1 count to Francisco Lindor. We'll keep you guys tapped in. Let me know if you guys are sweating out any plays in this early MLB game. We've got plenty to go over for today as Wags Locks comes in with a subby. How about the Manders? Don't worry, Wags. We're going to talk about them here in a moment. Hype train has been achieved, folks. Hype train is moving and grooving. We got T. Crizzy coming in, subbing as well, Jovan. T. Crizzy bets. W's. Love that. Love that. Awesome. Keep that hype train moving and grooving, chat. Love to see it. And yes, we do have playoff baseball starting tomorrow, Jovan. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty stoked.
Super excited.
We're going to do a MLB pod later tonight. A quick last second State of the Union going into the playoffs, talking about these teams, playoff bets, who we think has a chance. I'm sure we'll talk plenty about the Mets and the Padres if the Mets can get in there. I know I've got that future that I've been talking about for weeks. We've got a lot to go over. And we've also got Monday Night Football doubleheader 2-piece tonight as well, Jovan, we got to get to. So why don't we go ahead and hop in, look at some of the recaps from the weekends. Let's go ahead and look at the squad rides here, Gootsy. Yeah, 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 push. Not good enough. Not good enough. Rockies was a new shit bet. Now, Cincy, I mean, Jovan, I don't know about you, but I had plus 3.5, which was nice, but hate to see some of our followers get a push there. Either way, Cincy was a pretty good read. Sorsby, besides that pick 6, I believe it was a pick 6. I know he had a bad pick. Besides that, you take that out of that game, they probably went outright.
Dude, that was a crazy performance. Talk about guys like Jalen Hurts who had nobody on offense. The dude lost 3 starting O-linemen, 3 starting wide receivers, and all 3 running backs throughout the game. I mean, he had the literal game on his shoulders and couldn't get a win, but thankfully he got a plus 3.5 cash. That was gutsy from Sorsby.
Sure. And then the Bears yesterday. Great play. The Bears. They came through. Really good day on the NFL yesterday. We'll get to it here in a moment. Why don't we go ahead and hop to the Friday Sharp Report? We'll go ahead and recap that one. W Transparency, L Plays. Jovan, you did go 3-2, though, including those prize pick squares. Great call on Jalen Lane. Great call on Mordecai. My prize pick squares were moose shit. VT was free. I really don't want to get back into that, guys. Seriously, please don't make me do it. And Iglesias strikes out in his first fucking at bat. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me, dudes. Why was he up for a strikeout, dudes? I guess now we know why.
His K, Krabs?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. How did that sneak?
I did.
No way we already have early cake.
I faded his strikeouts. Yep. And 2 batters in. I'm already in piss. Can't make it up.
Bro.
Let's go to the Hail Mary and the 5 guys. We'll go ahead and move and groove. Not our best effort on these prize pick squares. That's for sure. Marvin Harrison. I mean, I don't know how he didn't do it, but shout out the Commanders in that secondary. Shout out Emmanuel Forbes. How about it?
Forbes?
I thought I'd be saying that.
Forbes sneakily was clamps, Krabs, that entire game.
Yeah, he played great. Played great. They were on cloud 9 in that game. Javon Squares were green in this. Yes, good. Hail Mary parlay, no dice with Georgia, and the under in Minnesota Green Bay, cake. We got to smack one of these soon. People are going to start asking questions, Jovan.
I have a feeling this week, looking at the slate, is going to be the week for one of them.
I don't care if we got to put in the nastiest plays of all time. I don't care if we got to lay more juice, whatever we have to do to see one of those two get through the hoop.
Just keep putting the Ravens in.
Has to be done. Yep, like Goots is saying, just keep putting the Ravens in there. Can we get some W's for Goots and those Ravens? He was there, boots on ground last night. Last second move for Goots to get there. Boots on ground. How about the Ravens showing up?
How about
the Bills still being the Bills?
Yep.
W Goots, W Ravens, W Derrick Henry for being him. Derrick Henry, every once in a while, every year or two these days, he's still old, but he's still got it. And he breaks one of those crazy runs where you're watching him run as a, almost 300-pound behemoth of a man, and you're really questioning how that even happens and how the other guys behind him who are way smaller and faster aren't catching him. It's crazy. It's honestly unbelievable to watch. Every couple of years when he does that, pulls that out of his bag. Another crazy run from Derrick Henry, and as soon as that happened, I feel like that game was over. Every time they panned over to the Bills sidelines, McDermott looked like he saw a ghost. Josh Allen was pissed off the whole game. They didn't have a chance. And Baltimore was absolutely buzzing.
How even in a game like that, we escaped with no Josh Allen pick is beyond me again.
I don't know.
Dude,
I mean, he threw multiple passes.
It's almost happened like every single game this season, minus the first one. I mean,
it's honestly impressive. Look, I'll go back to what I always talk about, Jovan. It's law of averages. It's regression. It's, the guy throws a million picks at the beginning of his career. He's due for a couple breaks down the stretch, right? I mean, that's how life works. That's how football works. That's how sports works. He's getting lucky this season. Yes. And maybe the Bills can do something about it. I don't know.
I want to address the Chelly goat wheel as well. I feel very bad that I had to witness that. I cannot believe that we threw a pass to Derrick Henry. It's actually crazy for a touchdown. I can't believe it.
Yeah, that happened so quick. That happened so quick and so fast. Unfortunately, there with Chelly caking the goat well. With Derrick Henry catching a touchdown pass. Nobody really had that on the agenda, but I mean, that play happened so quickly and efficiently. I was impressed.
I almost didn't want to celebrate.
How about Harbaugh? Besides that one mess up where they called the back-to-back timeouts, which is super weird. I mean, he looked like he was about to kill one of his assistant coaches. Besides that, a great game plan.
Yeah.
Great job from Harbaugh that game. Right? Gootsy, no complaints. I mean, there's been a lot of complaints about Harbaugh these days, but I feel like besides that stupid timeouts, that was just an absolute Baltimore Ravens masterclass in that game, both sides of the ball.
No complaints at all, especially in that game. That timeout, though, was weird because Marlon got hurt, and they didn't take the timeout off the board on the big screen in the stadium. So if we call back-to-back timeouts, we didn't. They didn't take the extra one away. So I was very confused, but maybe the injury timeout and the actual timeout back-to-back isn't allowed either. But I've never seen a ref say that in my life. So I was heated. I was a little pissed off because it went from 4th and 2 to 1st and 10. So.
Yeah, Fat Girls is saying the right things in chat as well. The Commander Slaughterfest did counteract the VT Moose Fest, the Rig Fest, as he's calling it in the chat. Yes. As we get a Matty Bob subby coming in, W Matt, Commanders first in the East. You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right. We don't need to talk about how shitty the other teams are. Let's talk about how good the Commanders are right now. I mean, guys, in a year where offenses are down, right? Offensive numbers are down, passing numbers are down, turnovers are up, punts are up, field goals are up. Offenses are not looking as sharp this season. Just look at the Chiefs. Look at a lot of the better teams in the NFL. It's just facts. The Commanders have one of the best offenses in the NFL. Who would have fucking thought? Who would have thought they'd be doing this? Shout out the O-line. Shout out Jaden Daniels, who's him. My goodness, how'd that guy go second? Pretty clear that that's a star NFL quarterback for the next decade and a half at this point. I've never seen a guy when the lights are bright and when the fucking plays are needed, the dude is so calm and collected. And the guy smiles after every play. I feel like I'm in a dream watching this team. I've never seen something like it. I've never had so much joy. Guys, maybe this is why I'm the way that I am, as a contrarian, as a fade the public guy, as a guy who bets on stuff that doesn't make sense. Maybe it's because my teams are so bad and I'm used to, just thinking the opposite way of how teams should fucking operate. But I'll tell you what, I've never felt so comfortable with the Commanders watching them play with a lead and not worrying about shit ever in my entire life. I mean, they put the fucking smack down on that Cardinals team. Smackdown. Shout out Cliff. Unbelievable play calling from Cliff Kingsbury against his former team, who's still paying him millions of dollars to not coach there. Imagine you're the GM sitting up in your suite, rich as fuck, so you probably don't care that much, but you see Cliff walk in the building and spank your team's butt after you're paying him millions of dollars a year to not be your head coach. What a fucking joke. How do you let that guy go? Cliff Kingsbury goes off in the sunset. Cliff Kingsbury gets his mind right. He tones down that passing offense. He brings in his guy, Anthony Lynn. They figure out a rushing attack, and my God, it's worked even without Eckler in that game on Sunday. I mean, you put in whoever the fuck you want. McNichols at running back. The guy gets 2 tutties and 80 yards. Who gives a shit? Doesn't matter. Plug and play. This offense is good. This team is good. We finally have a quarterback. We finally have a coach that doesn't have fucking Alzheimer's and actually knows what's going on during the games. I am stoked. It is a great time to be a Washington Commanders fan, and I haven't said that ever. I have never said that in my entire life. I'd be jealous if I was you guys. And I never get to say that. And I don't care. I'm the happiest I've ever been watching this team. Does anybody disagree? I don't know how you do. 4 games. Yeah. Of course, the first game we go to, Jovan, where we fly all the way down there. You're not feeling great. The team gets fucking spanked. Your Bucks win. That's a win for you, I guess. But Commanders look like shit when we get all the way down there. Week 2 and on. I mean, my goodness, is there a team? I guess you could say the Vikings, sure. They're 4-0. They look maybe even better, which is crazy. Is there a team besides the Vikings and the Commanders who you've been impressed by more this NFL season? You probably can't name another team. Straight up. You can't. No. You can't. 3-1 in the NFC East. The rest of the teams suck in the division. Still a lot of football to be played. We know how the NFC East rolls as well, right? Once we get to the end of the season, all these teams are playing each other, Jovan. I mean, they're all going to beat up each other, and upsets are going to happen. Let's get there first. Let's keep doing our thing. We got a matchup with the Browns this week. Talk about a letdown spot. They win that game, though. Shit. I'm impressed. We'll see how it goes. And then we got the Ravens coming up soon, dude. See, we might be going to the bank.
Yeah, we might have to.
We might be going to the goddamn bank, dudes.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I also went on record that Trent said the Nerfies chalked when there was literally just 1 walk in the game.
Okay. Okay.
Guys on first,
yep, we got a base runner
outs.
on. 1-2 count, 1 out.
Trent.
Can we bring him home? We got Azuna at the dish. We got Migo on the bump. Can we bring him home? Can Azuna do his job? Good take. Good take. Come on. Come on. Yeah, I'm stoked to be a Commanders fan right now, guys. Life is good. I got nothing to bitch about. Let's move. Let's groove. Let's talk about these Saturday and Sunday meat sheets, Gootsy. Not our best work, although Sunday, my goodness, on the straight bets. Trent said it perfectly last week. You can't have it all, right? Or it might have been Jovan, but I think it was Trent. You can't have, right? You're not going to hit all your fucking straight bets and then have a good day on Prize Picks. That's not how life works. If it did, we wouldn't be on the show. Okay, we'd be retired. Saturday, not a great start, Jovan, but we finished strong on the straight bets and the Prize Picks, pretty much 50-50. Nothing to write home about. That's for sure on Saturday, but Sunday, the straight bets were cooking.
Yeah.
Cooking. Thoughts on Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of middling. I don't know. Saturday we were head above water, and then straight bets yesterday killed it. PP could have been a little better, but I mean, it's nothing too much the other way, or one way or the other.
Sure. Shout out Caleb Williams and the Bears. Caleb Williams not getting any fucking gas, any slurpage because JD5's taking all of it, and I don't care. I got nothing wrong with it. And BYU, my goodness, Jovan, great call there. I thought Baylor was coming back and winning that game. I thought Georgia was coming back in that contest and winning that game. Some crazy college football games and NFL over the weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're running it back tonight. We got a couple NFL games we're going to talk about. And of course, the doubleheader game 2, we're going to try to talk about it, but we don't really know what's good until we see how this first game plays out as Azuna strikes out. Shit. Beat. All right, let's move. Let's groove. Let's go to the NFL and college football weekend preview recaps. God, man, I went 0 for 2 on the Prize Pick squares. Yep, because Jordan Love, that more than is free. He had 4 passes, and he gets 4 every game, I guess. That's just a free square you put in, like the middle square on a bingo card. And then Marvin Harrison did not come through because Emmanuel Forbes strapped him up. I mean, I did not have that on my bingo card, but it happened.
Can we look at
Jovan?
Trent's NFL, please? Just go straight to that.
Jesus.
I mean, Trent's NFL is really bad. Now, shout out Trent for talking me off the Cardinals. Can we give a round of applause there? Because he was right. He was right. I had people coming up to me saying, buddy, you got to listen to what Trent was saying to you on the show last week. He's right. And I was like, I don't know. Maybe my head's in the wrong place. Maybe I'm just waiting for the Commanders to fuck this up, and I'm trying to get out ahead of it. Shout out Trent for letting me know that was a moose shit play. And my God, he was right. The Cardinals was a moose shit play, and so were the rest of his NFL plays too. Look at those. Jesus. I mean, he caked my Marvin Harrison square too. DJ Moore, he had a tutty. He didn't do anything else. Jovan, your NFL plays 50-50-ish. Nothing really to write home about here, but some good calls. Good to see the Jags coming through and covering, although they didn't win. Hilarious. But they came through and covered. Sure.
Of course. Can't complain about 4-3 on both sides with meat on tape on both cashing.
Good.
Could have been 5-2, but Jaden Daniels went under by half a yard. L hook, but we take that.
Is the winner of game 1 going to sit everyone good game 2? Matt's asking in chat. Jovan, you want to give the breakdown of that real quick while I text Trent back here? Of what happens in this MLB situation with the doubleheader today?
Yeah, so I mean the team gets in with this, so you're probably asking that because the second game really means nothing for the team that wins. They're probably not going to sit everybody in the lineup, but they're probably going to do something a little more conservative pitching wise. Like if the Braves win, I can guarantee you Chris Sale's probably not pitching in game 2, and same goes for David Peterson. Maybe they're start him, but it'll probably be for a little less, and then they'll put in bullpen arms that they don't really want to risk for tomorrow. So I don't know. They're definitely going to alter their pitching plans, but they're probably not sitting anybody at all in the lineup.
Okay. We got Manny Bands coming in, resubbing as well. Let's have a day, shall we? Yeah, Manny Bands. Why not? Why not us? Let's have a great day. Braves will probably start Chavez, he's saying in chat. That would be something.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That'd
probably
be something.
What they do. I don't know if they want to use him, though, either. I don't know.
All right. Well, yeah, let's see how this first game plays out. No runs through the first. Looks like the Nerfy was free. I'm blown. Could have used some Braves bangs there, but we got some time. 4 more innings. We'll see if they can pull off some magic. For now, let's keep moving and grooving, and we'll get to the recap of the NFL ATTSs. I hit Roshan. That was about it. Ayuk sucks. All that guy does all week is just bitch and not catch touchdowns. And Josh Jacobs, I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get it with that Packers team. I just can't read them. Jovan, you hit Josh Downs at plus 450, though. Great fucking call. Jeez.
Yeah, shout out Josh Downs. He had a legacy game. Probably could add another, too, if AR stayed in the game because he was finding him pretty early. But I don't know. I was just satisfied that we got out of that game with some green in a couple different areas. I was scared we were going to get Joe Flacco. He came in and he looked like moose shit, dude. Moose.
Yeah, but he picked it up.
That game.
He picked it up.
A little bit. He did enough.
He picked it up. Stats are really good, at least. I'll be honest, I didn't catch the end of that one, but stats look good.
Yeah, it was tough.
Okay. All right, let's move. Let's groove. No steam crabs today. The Commanders took command yesterday. I'm not going to bitch about shit. The Hokies game, we already know. I'm not going to spend time on that. So you guys don't want to hear it. Let's move on to the sharp report for today and give the people some winners. For today's slate, we've got MLB. We've got NFL. Okay, that's about it. No WNBA. I'll get it started out with the Braves first 5 here. I already talked about it. It's already live and active. If you want a little live sprinkle, I am on the Braves first 5, but it's not looking too great so far. Okay.
Krabs, top of second.
I mean, it's not. We just got a strikeout there, though. It was probably the under in this game, but I was bamboozled by that Miguel earn run square. Okay. Jovan, we'll go to your first play here. What are you rocking with? The Mets, I believe you snuck in there?
Yeah, the Mets.
Mets ML action?
I believe at the top.
Yeah. All right, take us to that soccer play since baseball's already begun. What the hell is going on with that? I know what plus 0.25 means. I actually do. I used to bet some soccer in college, but let the people know what's good with this. What team is it? How does that bet work?
I mean, this is just a product of the slate. Shit wager potential, of course, because this is essentially the White Sox of Italy. They're god awful. This game is a toilet bowl just in general, but Cagliari scored 1 goal in the last 5 Serie A games. Thankfully, they get to play Parma, who also needs to win because they're both bottom of the table teams, but they're super undisciplined. They've gotten like a red card in 3 straight games. Defensively, they go up like the most shots because of the red card situation, all of Serie A. So I feel like this is the game where the offense snaps out of the funk for Cagliari, and they're going to have to push because really they need to on the road. And this is one of those games, whenever you have like a super short soccer slate, I kind of like to dabble in a lot of the weird underdogs, and this seems to be one, especially with the streak they've been on lately. So maybe a stab at the ML would be a pretty good idea too, but I'm taking the plus 0.25.
Okay. And plus 0.25 means you have half your money on the ML, half your money on plus a half.
Yeah, which I was just going to take the plus a half, but it's been getting progressively juicier throughout the morning. So plus 2.25 is like the widely available plus 100.
2 football games, and we're talking about soccer. Yeah, lads is
Dude,
saying in chat. We got
I mean,
Beto
we
coming
have
in, resubbing.
plenty of stuff on football. So
Jovan, you might like this. Speaking of football, speaking of Javon's goats, Beto coming in with a resub for 10 months. Today's the day Sam Laporta finally scores a tutty.
Would love
Could
to
it
see
be?
it.
Do you concur? You agree?
I mean, I'm probably going to bet it just for shits because it's prime time, but I'm not betting on him seriously until I see that he's fully healthy.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move and groove. We'll swing it around. We'll talk about my next play. I believe we're going to the NFL. Sure. I'll take the under in both games tonight. I'll go and give you my sell jobs. Look, guys, I've seen a lot of Tyler Huntley love, and, as we probably should, Jovan, I like Tyler Huntley. I think he's a pretty slept-on backup QB, and I think he'll be much, much better for the Dolphins in this game. But I don't think that's going to result in them automatically just winning and covering the -2.5 like everybody on Twitter is saying. Now, that doesn't mean I want to fade them and take the Titans. The Titans are dog shit, and I really am not in the mood to take the +2.5 with the Titans tonight and sweat out that 0-3 squad as we get almost a nuke from the Mets, but a good play. Let's go hit Atlanta. Let's move. Let's groove. But I like the under in Tennessee and Miami tonight. I do think Hundley's going to help move the rock for Miami, but I do think their whole offense is going to be centered around Devon Achane, as it should be, because that dude's an absolute fucking stud. I started him in DFS this week. I think he puts up an absolute number, but I don't think it's going to result exactly in touchdowns or a ton of points for Miami. I think it results in the clock running the entire time, a lot of run plays, maybe a couple RPOs even for Huntley. I don't know how deep he's going to be in his bag. He just fucking got picked up off the streets from Miami, but we'll see how comfortable McDaniels is with his new QB, who's extremely mobile. And I think that could benefit them and the under in this game because they're going to be running the ball a ton and the clock is going to be running the entire fucking time. Tennessee, on the other hand, I really need to see that offense put it together for 4 quarters until I can believe in them. I don't think they score much. And as crazy as it is, I think Miami smacks the under for their 4th straight game to start the NFL season. I thought that total at 37 was almost like a Steelers, versus Chargers with a hurt Herbert line or something like that. Even with the backup QB in Miami, we've seen Tennessee's offense, show up and put up some points at least at times this season. I thought that total was disrespectfully low, even with the backup QB in Miami, and I'll bet another primetime under there. And then we go to the late night game. I probably like this under a little bit better, Jovan. I think Seattle, honestly, like Jovan said, or like Trent said in his fucking, video for the primetime bet tonight, I think Seattle's fake good as well. Although I love their coach, McDonald, and I think he's got that organization in the right direction. Geno Smith in prime time is a guy I want to fade when the lights are bright, and he's been awfully good so far this season, and so has Seattle. But I think they've got some injuries on that D-line that could pose an issue, and I think Detroit has not looked sharp so far this season, but they might try to establish the run with their 2-headed monster in Montgomery and Gibbs, and with that banged-up D-line for Seattle, I think Detroit, they're going to find some success. They probably do win and cover this game. I lean that way, but I really think it's going to result, much like in the first game, of that clock running the whole time, establishing the run game and relying a lot on that for Detroit. And Seattle gets Kenneth Walker back as well. So I feel like they're going to be running the ball a ton. Geno's probably going to throw a pick early. They're not going to trust him to go back out there and throw the ball downfield because he's going to suck once again in prime time. And we're going to get another under between 2 good teams on paper with that total dropping from 49 to 47.
Yeah, I do like that. I like that under Krabs for the same reason that I think I like the Lions, because the number one way to neutralize a pass rush that's really good, especially when you have Jared Goff as your quarterback and his numbers take a significant dip when he faces any sort of pressure, is to run the ball. That's why every time we see a very obvious Lions over with a really good pass rush on the other side, people get pissed off because the Lions run the shit out of the ball. And it's always a lot of David Montgomery. It's always a lot of Jahmyr Gibbs. And then they're not really slinging the ball like people expect. And I know there's a couple injuries across the Seattle defensive line, but this is the way that you're going to have to unlock everything for this game. So I think that you're going to see a lot of physicality on the inside from the Lions. And that's kind of their game, or been their game so far this year. So I think that's probably going to lead to an under. And my play is the Lions -4. And I think that's going to lead them to a win and a cover. So I think it's going to be, like I said, a lot of Monty, a lot of Gibbs, and then that's going to open up really everything across the middle against a lot of those corners, which they're 2 tough corners. Some as big as Seahawks guys you probably could see. I mean, I have a ticket on them to win the division, feeling great about them. I don't want to fade them all that much, but this feels like a spot that I'm going to have to zig the other way. And I think this is the Lions at home on Monday night, especially. I don't think it's going to be them that are the favorite that chalks it, but kind of get a Commanders feeling about the Titans while we're quickly mentioning that game. There's probably one side out of the 4 that nobody seems to want to take, just like the Commanders were last week, and that's 100% the Titans. So like I think they're the sneaky team that maybe nobody really wants that ends up doing it. I think the Lions come out and dominate physically, which is not something you could say about too many teams against the Seahawks this year.
We got Max Hacks Bets in chat. Jovan saying he could probably get a girlfriend if he had a BTL sweatshirt on. We might need to get mobile on that. We might need to get working on that.
Yeah,
We're talking
maybe we
about getting
have to
BTL hats.
do some work
I'm
for
sure we'll
Max.
get on that guy soon. Don't worry. We got Gsum3 coming in, resubbing Sam Laporta, first touchdown, question mark. Oh no, Jovan, we've got a very popular Sam Laporta today, even with a banged up ankle. Or what is it? Ankle? Foot?
Yeah, I'll let you guys have fun with that.
A rolled ankle?
I'll root for my goat, but
I'm blown, dude. You were pretty in on Sam Laporta this week. Maybe a little too popular.
no, he's just hurt, dude. And the second he got injured and I saw what packages they put him in, like in the second half of that game, like first of all, he didn't play all that much, but he just was not, he was barely running routes. Until I see that on the field with my own 2 eyes, that he is actually out there running routes and looking for targets, I can't bet him.
I just watched Travis Darno beat out a fucking ground ball, and that was epic. And the crowd went absolutely nuts. And he was running. It was like that slow-mo video from Major League when the fucking old catcher beats out the ground ball and his knee explodes after. It was literally that. It was that clip. Oh, it wasn't even Darno. Who the fuck was it?
Laureano.
Laureano? I mean, tomato, dude.
Love
An
that.
old veteran getting down the line like it was his last fucking at-bat ever. That's why I love playoff baseball, man. It's just different. It's just different. I mean, we see the difference in the NBA, regular season versus playoffs. That's a crazy difference between effort and defense. MLB, it's not much different, but every once in a while you see Ramon Laureano bust ass down the line like it's his last fucking at-bat of his life. And that's why I love it. We're not even in the playoffs yet, although you can kind of count this. Could that
This
be
is
a
a
ground
playoff
ball through the
game.
hole for
This is a
Darno?
playoff game.
We'll make a stop, but no outs. First and second, 1 out here. Great play by Vientes to knock it down, but no dice. No outs there. I don't know if you're watching over there, Jovan, but I'm tapped. We'll see how it goes. Good piece there by Darno. Atta boy. Come on. First and second, 1 out. Let's get 1 here, chat. Let's get 1 here. Braves are asking early, and then Jovan can get his Mets come back. That's when they do their best work anyways, right? The Mets like to work late in the night.
Yeah.
All right. We went over our plays here. I like the Lions. I like the under better. I think the Lions defense actually shows up today, and we see that D-line get some sacks on Geno. Maybe we get a pick from Geno as well in prime time. I think we see the Lions defense that people in chat are calling moose shit step up and be that defense from last year that was at least average. I think they step up, and that's a big part of
Be
that
the
under
defense
tonight.
from this year. The defense has been gross.
They've been good. I mean, they've been keeping them in games when their
really
offenses
good.
look like shit. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. All right, come on, Hutch. We need Hutch to be a fucking beast on that D-line tonight. That could be the difference. Chat, we'll go over some prize pick squares here. Let's hop into it. Let's see what we're taking. I'm already on that Miguel 2.5 earn run square that's active right now. Can we please get a bang from Urshela right now? Please. We got 2 men on and 1 out. Make it happen. And then Jason Sanders, if you guys have checked that chart out, I am on the under in this game. But I do think Miami will be able to move the rock with Hundley. I've already seen it, but we're going to see plenty of stall outs and that Titans defense in the red zone stand up a little bit. Not like I'm asking for too much. Come on, it's Miami's banged up offense with Tyler Hundley running the show in his first game. There's going to be some hiccups. They're not going to be perfect. I think we see a lot of stall outs. And Sanders, more than 1.5 field goals on the books, Jovan, is actually juiced to -125. At least it was before BTL. And he's up there for a Reddit out chart as well. I think we see Sanders kick 2 through the fucking uprights and cash this with ease, probably even in the first half. This is going to be a good old-fashioned field goal fest, just like a lot of games, especially in primetime, have been so far this season.
Yeah, I won't hear an argument from me.
Abuse. Oh, that's a shot to right field. Get down. God damn it, that's foul. Oh. Cannot be relying on Gio or Urshela to do his job at the plate, that's for sure. Let's move. Let's groove. I want to see Jovan's prize pick squares. Let's see him. Ooh,
Start
A-Chain.
off with A-Chain.
Sure.
That's one. I mean, you're probably going to see this a good bit today because I don't know how you couldn't. And people are buying into the Tyler Huntley. It's just going to make this offense so much better narrative. I don't think like the gap's there necessarily, but the one thing that he certainly can do a lot better than Skylar Thompson is feed Devon A-Chain, which Skylar Thompson did a terrible job at that because he was not really looking at him until he was too late. I think the key to unlocking this offense, especially when you're going to be facing what people don't realize, and I guess you kind of lean into that talking about the Titans. I mean, the defense is a lot better than people realize. Just Will Levis has put them in some tough spots. Like you look at their points per game, or like anything, you just box score watch, you don't realize how much improved this Titans defense really is. But they're pretty good on the outside, which when you have Tyreek Hill and then you're going to have Jalen Waddle in some spots, that'll make things tough for Tyler Huntley. But the one thing that'll really never not change about this offense is getting Devon Achane his touches, especially now with Raheem Mostert like confirmed out for this game. I would have taken it really regardless, but he's going to get absolutely fed in the receiving game, whether it's him in the slot, whether it's him out of the backfield. This is Tyler Huntley's game. You can use his legs too, which is great. I think that only helps Achane get his yards in this respect because you're going to have to respect Tyler Huntley's legs. But Devon Achane in the short game, I think, is going to be the absolute centerpiece of this offense.
Okay.
And then Calvin
Could not
Ridley.
agree more. Could not agree more. Let's hear about Ridley.
Calvin Ridley. This is there's just certain guys, like I did this with Christian Kirk. Whenever nobody really wants them in a primetime game, that's when they have their best, and that's part of the reason why I'm taking it. But the other reason, Calvin Ridley, I feel like is pretty key for this game, especially when like Jalen Ramsey is going to be seeing a pretty good bit of D-Hop. So like matchup wise, this kind of reminds me of what I was doing with Mike Evans, because Mike Evans had some tough games to start the season. Granted, like Calvin Ridley's production, like the first two games, were a lot better than Mike Evans, at least consistency and volume wise, just because he has D-Hop on the outside that's attracting like the number one corner for the most part. But like last week, especially, he was getting shadowed by a really good corner, very obviously, just like he was for a majority of the first 3 weeks or first 2 weeks and last week. So now I think is where we see him catch a bomb over the top for Will Levis. That's the only way you're going to attack this Dolphins defense. They're going to sit in a lot of zone. They're going to make you throw over the top, and they're going to make Will Levis make those throws that, I don't know, get him into trouble quite a bit. So I think this is a perfect spot for Ridley to have a game just when nobody wants to trust him. Hey, GG.
I mean, guys, it's Tyler fucking Miguel. This is not Jacob DeGrom on the bump.
Eagles been hot, Krabs.
I'm also in a fantasy league where I have 142 points. It's a dynasty league at 142. My buddy I'm playing against has 134. So I'm up 8 points. And I've got, who do I have going? DeAndre Hopkins tonight. And he's got DK Metcalf tonight.
You're cooked. You're absolutely cooked. Sorry to tell you.
Am I cooked because DK Metcalf scoring a touchdown tonight?
I mean, yeah, probably. It's probably going for 80 and a tud, but
He scored in 2 straight games. I don't know.
I think regardless of where he scores, he's going to out yardage D-Hop.
I do have an 8-point buffer, though. I've got 8 points to play with. You're telling me
D-Hop?
down
8. I thought you were
No,
down
I'm
8.
up 8. I'm up 8
okay.
points. I've got D-Hop, who's projected 9. I mean, I'd be happy to get 5 from D-Hop tonight. Let's say he gets 6 points. That gives me, 15? And then...
You know what the problem is, though? With, I still honestly think you might be in catch it, Krabs. From watching what Will Levis did last week, the second, which, this was a big part of the problem. When Jair was on Hopkins, which happened a lot more in the start of the game than the end, he didn't even think about looking that way. So, like, when Ramsey is on D-Hop, he's not even going to look to that side of the field, which is part of the reason why I like Ridley. But once we got into the second half where Jair was on Ridley for a little bit, D-Hop got absolutely fed because it was garbage time and he wasn't really shadowing, but he didn't even look on that side of the field.
Well, shit. Yeah, I'm not feeling too confident. The fucking app says I have a 57% chance to win. I'd say it's more like 50%. I'd say it's more like a coin flip.
Coin flip, yeah.
Yeah. All right. It really comes down to, does D-Hop do anything tonight or not? I don't think DK Metcalf goes nuclear tonight. I'll be honest. I think he's had one heck of a season so far. He scored in back teams. I like the under in the game. I don't want to take Seattle tonight. I want to fade them. I like Detroit's defense. I think maybe I get lucky and DK only puts up a 15 piece, but we're going to need to see my guy, DeAndre Hopkins, fucking do something for back-to-back weeks, and that's asking a lot. That's asking a lot at this age. Okay? All right, let's move. Let's groove. Looks like we got a leadoff base runner on for the Mets. Not ideal. Pitcher looks pissed. How did he get on? Looks like it was. Whoa.
Little dinker.
Dude, there's no way that was the play. Did you see that?
Yeah, just watch that.
He broke the baseball. The seam is off of it. The ball's cut in half. And he flipped it to the fucking first baseman Olsen, not in time. What are we doing, dude? Grab the fucking baseball. He's watching it go back into play. That was literally the Matrix. That guy just fucking did. That ball was going directly towards the fucking dugout. And of course, he steals immediately. I bet. GG's. Game's over. Let's move. Let's groove. Let's keep talking about plays that are happening right now or later today, not ones right now, because that game is chalk. Mets already won. Congrats, Jovan. Why don't we go ahead and pull up Bookit Pro and take a peep at these primetime NFL games for tonight since baseball's already chalked, and go look at that first game real quick. I want to see what the splits are looking like. I want to see what people are betting on Bookit Pro. We can go ahead and click on that Titans and Dolphins game. Goodsy, let's see what people are betting on that damn total. Whoa, a lot of underbets. Shit, not ideal. Huh. Interesting. And some Titans love. That's weird. That's the opposite of what I've been seeing on my feed. Although I haven't seen any total plays in this game. I think people are scared about that total.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of Dolphins love. Have not seen a lot of Titans bets, but right here I'm seeing the Titans are public. What the heck? Huh. Interesting. Jovan, thoughts on these splits? I know it's early.
I don't really have too many thoughts. I'm not too shocked about what we
Two
see.
outs.
I don't know
Two outs.
anybody who'd really be dying to take an over in Will Levis versus Tyler Huntley.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. All right, let's go to the other game. Let's go to Seattle and Detroit and take a peep at that puppy. I want to see what people are betting on here. And if you guys didn't see in chat, there is a surge stream today, but Trent does need a couple minutes. He's got to run a couple chores with the dog, and he's going to fire it up probably 15 minutes late on the surge stream. But get those plays ready, get prepped, take that time, get that sell job up and moving. Seattle, Detroit. Okay, some Detroit bets, especially on the ML. Not surprised there. People are using that as a parlay piece. And then the total, I mean, yeah, more bets on the over, but not by much. Still some love on that under as well. Not great. Not great. Are Demont or people take which running back are they taking on the lines, Goodsy? Scroll down a tad. Scroll down a hair here. I want to see what they're taking. Are they taking Gibbs or are they taking Demont?
Both.
Taking both of them?
Yeah, I guess so.
It might be. W splits there. Jovan, thoughts on the two-headed snake in that backfield for the Lions?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Jahmyr Gibbs a little more so, especially because, like, I do think David Montgomery is obviously going to have his role in the run game, which is part of the reason. Like, you want your bruiser in there to neutralize what the defensive line is going to do in the pass rush, like I said, but you also have Jared Goff under pressure. He's going to be under pressure because that's a really good pass rush. He has had ridiculous pressure rates in the first couple games. So I would assume Gibbs in the receiving fact is going to be a pretty big part of this game too. So I mean, if I'm picking one that I think is going to have more likelihood to get in the end zone and just overall production, I'm definitely going Gibbs today.
Looks like Goots has a anytime touchdown score he wants to show the people.
Yeah, I'll read it.
Talking about?
It's a group chat. Anytime TD lay 6 leg plus 9,400. It is
6 leg.
Yes. Nico Collins scored. Mike
Oh,
Evans
for this weekend.
scored. Marvin Harrison scored. Derrick Henry scored. Deontay Johnson scored. Last leg, David Montgomery.
Huge.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the group
So
chat
Gibbs
leg.
is scoring. We know that tonight. First off. Second off. Gootsy, is that like a pooled?
It's
touchdown
just something we crafted up in the group chat before the games on Sunday. And
So did
D-Mont-
whoever lock it in? Are they taking all the coins and running? Is that like a split pool? What is that?
Well, like it's one person placed it. I don't know why, but that's just how they did it. I wasn't really paying attention. I just gave Marv and moved on. But just, I guess we'll split it up if it catches.
Okay. Yeah, we do a thing in our group chat every week where everybody throws in a play for the NFL on Sunday, and whoever has the worst play that day ends up having to be the guy to lock in the $10 parlay for the next weekend.
Yeah.
And I've unfortunately already been selected for that twice this year in the NFL.
GG.
It was the first 2 weeks of the season.
What were those plays, Krabs?
I think the Giants week 2. And what was the play week? Oh, the Panthers. Thanks.
Oh, GG's.
Thanks.
That would make sense.
Yeah. So I've already had to place a couple. None of them have hit. But that's a fun little idea for your guys' group chats if you're looking to spice up the NFL season, right? You punish the guy who gave the worst fucking play of them all. I think actually the other one, I don't think it was Giants. I think it was actually the Lions.
I was going to say, I feel like there's got to be a worse wager than.
I think I put the Lions
Giants.
-6.5 in there when they lost outright. I think that's what it was.
Yep.
I think that's what it was.
Sense.
That sounds right. Yep. That was a terrible play. But yeah, cool way to spice up the group chat. So we've already had to lock in 2 of those moose shit parlays. Goots, man, I'm rooting for you guys, but you know what that tells me? Could be Gibbs Day. Could be Gibbs Day. Maybe a little emotional hedge here, Goots. Maybe a little sprinkle.
Yeah, I mean,
Gibbs to find pay dirt.
I have a league where I need Jameer to score 13 points and I win. So there's a bunch of emotions going on here. But yeah,
Okay.
I'll probably lock both of them in. So
Yeah. I don't see a world where one of them doesn't score.
yeah.
So I mean, you'll get something out of both of them.
I'd rather have, the money, to be honest. So I'll be rooting for D-Mont.
You be bold to saying Jaden Daniels is him. You're goddamn right. We got Hey Matt coming in the chat. Reese the Yankees. Wow, what a great day. What a great day it is today. People are bringing the energy. They've got their heads in the right places here at W's. Turner Matt coming in, resubbing as well. A-Chain to the moon. Sure. I think I already shut it out. Noah G knows. If I didn't, he said Lions are winning by 1 million tonight. He resubbed as well. W's, gents. Bring in the fucking energy. Bring in the subbies on a Monday. Love to see it. Now, can we get some Braves runs, please? Just one. That's all I'm asking for. Just one run. All right, let's move. Let's groove, gents. Enough talking about 20 leg parlays that aren't going to smack. Let's move and groove onto the second MLB game. I know we don't know what to bet here, Jovan, but before we get to the squad route, I want to at least touch on it because people in chat are probably asking. Let's just say your Mets bet cashes here, and it probably will. Let's say the Mets win this first game, Jovan. Are you going to look to take anything in game 2? I'm assuming that'll mean Chris Sale will be out there. They're going to need to get a win, right? Are you going to look to take Atlanta in a must-win spot there, or are you going to look somewhere else, or maybe stay off that second game if that's the case?
I mean, if the Mets win, I'm taking my money and running. Not that I really think they sweep. It's just a weird situation where, I mean, there's already 1 million Braves bets on the feed for game 1. I can only assume that's going to double in game 2 if they have to win with Chris Sale on the mound. So, I mean, I'm good there. But if the Mets lose, I mean, that I will be going back to them in game 2, especially if we see quite a different pitching situation for the Braves, which is exactly what we're anticipating happening. So we'll keep an eye on that. I would probably advise not getting involved in the second game, but if you so choose, always zigzag. That's not a hot take because I think that's what everybody plans to do, but it's probably what I think is going to happen.
Leadoff knock for the Braves. Come on, Michael Harris. Get the boys going. Let's get a run. All right, chat, we're going to sweat out this half inning. We're going to craft up a squad ride here for the peeps. Let's find a winner for tonight's slates. Why don't we go ahead and hop into that right now, Gootsy? Run that shit. I want to see that train. Jovan, what time does Cagliari pitch drop? I don't even know what the fuck to call that.
I think
half an hour. Say that? Soccer ball drop? Half hour? We can leave that one out.
Yeah.
All right, we can put in...
Never going in anyway.
Put in the unders. Unless you hate one of the unders.
I don't hate one of the unders. I have a pretty, slightly bad feeling about the Titans one, but...
Okay. All right. We'll put the Lions in there as well. I mean, that's all we got. Titans under, Seattle Lions under, and the Lions spread. 3 plays, 3 winners. You guys got plenty of time. We'll let this puppy cook for like 5 minutes today. I want to make sure everybody gets their votes in. If you're watching on YouTube, that's awesome. That's great. That's cool. Make sure you're subbed up and make sure you get your ass over to the Twitch chat so you can lock in your vote and get involved in the squad ride poll. Please get involved. Don't just sit there. Make your vote heard. Every vote counts. Okay? And click the right button of the best play you heard today. All right. I want to meet you guys at the cash counter tonight. I don't want to be in piss. Okay. Let's lock in. Let's click the right fucking buttons here. You got 3 plays. You got 3 winners for the NFL slate tonight. I wish we had more for you guys, but only so much we could do with these 2 games on. We got one more MLB game later, but who knows what's going to happen there. And no WNBA, unfortunately, until tomorrow. So 3 plays, 3 winners, guys. Titans, Dolphins, under 37. Seattle Lions, under 47. And Lions, -4. Okay. Titans, Dolphins, under 37. Seahawks, Lions, under 47. And the Lions laying 4 points. 3 plays, 3 winners. Lock them in as we sweat out this Braves and Mets game. And that ball is crushed deep to left field. There it goes. See ya. And the Braves take a 2-run lead early. Let's fucking go, Chats. Let's fucking go, Chats. Come on. Let's go, Ozzy. Let's fucking go, dudes. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. 2 words. Yes. We need one more, though.
First 5.
We need one more, though.
You do need one more.
And then we could start the Mets creep.
And the creep begins.
Let's get one more here solo. Get in, get out. Pull Miguel. Get him out of here. He sucks. And then we could start the Mets creep. Let's fucking go. That ball was crushed. The Braves finding their fucking mojo, finding their confidence. You could tell that home run meant a ton. Those boys, they are stressed. You could tell that home run meant a ton. They're going nuts in that fucking dugout. And they're going nuts in Atlanta as well. That ball was crushed. Jeez. All right, chat. 3 plays, 3 winners. Looks like the Lions are already going to win. I'm going to hold my breath here. And an immediate, the quickest out of all time from Azuna, ripping it right to the third baseman. Well, shit. Chat, lock in. You guys sweat on anything in this early baseball game? Let me know. Let me know. That ball was destroyed. High leg kick and all. Jeez. Let's go, Braves. Is there any chance the Braves do anything in the postseason, Jovan? Yeah. Maybe they get hot today. Maybe they sweep. Maybe they get their confidence, their mojo back. Maybe they go into that series with a chip on their shoulder. I don't know.
I mean, they should anyway. I mean, like with their pitching, I mean, it keeps them in anything, even if their bats are dog shit. But you know, it kind of worries me because I guess they're facing either the Padres or the Brewers. The Brewers would be interesting if they do end up in that spot because I don't know if that can happen if they win today or if they win this first game. But the Brewers haven't played a meaningful game of baseball in like 4 months. So like the Brewers really scare the absolute piss out of me. They're probably out of the NL, the team that I would easily like to back the least. I hate backing teams like that because they haven't had to fight for anything in years because the NL Central has been god-awful and incredibly injured. So like that's a team that I think is definitely going to get upset at some point. But if they have to play the Padres, have fun.
Okay. Yeah. I still like my Padres future. I'm sure we'll talk plenty about the MLB playoffs when we do this little pod for tonight. Chat, stay tapped. We're going to release this puppy either later tonight or tomorrow first thing. Little MLB playoffs BTL pod. All right, stay tapped. I know you guys have been locked into football. Let's go ahead and reel it back in. We do have MLB playoffs coming up here starting tomorrow, and we're going to need to find some winners. And we're going to try to give you guys World Series winners, futures, teams we think are frauds, teams we think are them, and give you guys a pretty good angle heading into the MLB postseason here. Okay. Squad ride's going to be the Lions on the spread. That's already pretty clear. Looks like we've got the Mets pitching coach going out there to talk to him after a Matt Olson rocket to right center, although only a single. We'll see how that game plays out, chat. Stay tapped. And looks like Trent will get the surge stream start up here shortly. All right, chat? Stick with us. Give Trent the sell job of a lifetime. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. We'll meet at the cash counter when the Lions win by 5.